nobody's saying don't get married, but you gotta be mature and ready for this. Because if you get married and you're not ready for it, before you know it, you take your marriage to Instagram, you take it to Facebook. That's one thing I really don't like, and maybe Amazing likes to do that. I don't know. Amazing, you like that, right? Taking your marriage, to social media.
Not at all. For every level or sort of relationship, especially if you have good intentions for it, I'm a believer in privacy, because too much involvement has a way of complicating it, because interferences comes in, third party, all of those sorts. Even as little as even sharing with your pastor what's going on with your marriage, I'm very, very, very skeptical about it, because I feel the best counselors, pastors, fixers of every relationship having an issue is you and your partner, as long as there's a willingness to make it work.
Okay, let's ask somebody, our guest this morning. At least is an old cargo in it. I mean, he's been long in it for a very long time. So Twicon should be like 50 years in marriage or something. Well, Twicon Franklin is always our guest this morning. Of course, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ike. Good to be here. Maybe small,
Yes. We stumbled into the conversation. Amazing and I were just talking about scales there. The marriage didn't go. I think the marriage didn't go more than 2 years. Didn't go more than 2 years before it crashed. Several celebrity marriages crashed last year. But you've been long in this. What's the secret of Twicon? Because Amazing and I were saying keep it private. Too many people nowadays want to take everything to social media. You want to advise somebody aside from the usual analysis you give them. Topical issues. Advise somebody.
Well, there is nothing more than getting married to someone that is compatible. I am just one of those lucky men.
Take the word from your mouth.
Lucky men whose wife understands me very well. I understand my wife, and we live a very open life. I'm here, she knows I'm here. I'm not here, she knows I'm not here. And she can vouch for my character. She can vouch for my person. She can tell any person this is what my husband is doing at this particular time. And so I block my ears from hearing from outside. I close my eyes from seeing from outside. I adopt the principle of no hearing, no seeing, no listening.
See nothing, say
nothing, and hear nothing. Because people are bound to come and tell you, have you seen, I saw your wife here, I saw your husband there, I know. And most times, I drive and pass, they will just call her, your husband just passed us, and she will say, I know. And that ends there. You understand? So there are people who are out there watching your activities, spying at you, becoming like the monitoring spirit, and you don't know. And so the gossip keep going, the gossip mill, the factories keep increasing. So you always allow, the Spirit of God to lead in whatever thing you do, you decide. Most times I call my wife and say, this is what I think we should do. Whatever plans I have, I share it with her, and she will just tell me, okay, this is okay, this is not okay. In fact, she is my most worthy critic. She criticizes me a lot, and she banters me a lot to say this is not okay for you. This is not do this. So my general outlook today, the whole of me, when I come out, is as a result of my wife's effort. The wears I put on.
She even influences what you put on.
Everything about that. I think the whole of me.
I like that.
So I am not a fashion person. I don't believe in. I don't know how to fashion. I don't even know colors.
You can dress in a very awkward way.
Yeah.
So she'll laugh at you. And
exactly.
Dress you properly.
But she keeps telling me you are using my image. That wherever you go, they will say that is the husband of this person. And that's what she keep telling me. And having that consciousness in me won't allow me. She won't allow me to dress anyhow. So most times I will prefer attire, but she will tell me this one doesn't go for this, and I will feel bad, but I have to dress because this is what she wants. So I'm dressing for her, not my own kind of dressing. So that makes me and her to flow, You see, and when she dresses, me, I don't know dressing. When she dresses and she tells me, this is my dressing, I will look at it and I will say, okay, this color is not good, but she will say it's good. And then, of course, she explains and then she convinces me why she had to put it on. So on the whole, we always put God first. We and humble beginning, mommies and daddies that give to us, and so whatever we do, we plan. We sit together, we plan, and we decide what to do. So on the whole, it's been God and God all through. But you must be able to have someone who is understanding, someone who is reasonable, because I once had a cousin, he's now late, who works in an oil company with me. We are working then in, I think, one of the oil companies. And then that particular month, I think in 1996, he got his salary. And the salary, came along. It was a December period, came along with the amount he was earning per month. And then he put the pay slip, mistakenly forgot the pay slip in his pocket. And then when the wife was about washing the clothes for him, she saw the pay slip and saw that the salary was double what he had told her. And so what happened now was that she now had to use the money of the family upkeep that was given to her for the family upkeep for the month. She now used it and buy wares and jewelry for herself. By the time my cousin came back from work, he saw so many for the money you gave me for the upkeep. He said, why? He said, because you are not telling me that you are earning 300,000 per month. What you told me was 150. What I saw your pay slip is 350, 300. And so the man could not explain that what you saw comprises of Christmas bonuses and other emoluments that came along with it. So the sincerity, that it wasn't there. The man wasn't truthful to the wife as to how much was his wages. But that led to a very big issue in the family. The wife too wasn't patient enough to ask, to say, see what I saw on your pocket. And so all this has to do with understanding and being truthful to each other.
Fantastic advice there, Adligio. If there's any such word as a veteran in marriage, Twicon should qualify for such a description, a veteran in marriage. But, before we go into the conversation of today, the most important part for me, which I think is responsible for divorces largely in failed marriages, is social media. People should keep their marriages out of social media. Keep your things out of social media. I mean, people eat social media, they talk social media, they sleep social media, everything is social media, and social media never forgets, as they say. Anyway, let's leave that. Of course, you've listened to the voice of the State Director, Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network, in person of Otwikon Franklin Isong, who's our guest this morning. Otwikon, without much ado, we're just going to go straight into the conversation. When was the last time you bought field?